What's up guys, welcome to another episode of Koi World. Today joining me I have got the one and only Aaron Colclough. He isn't going to be joining me on camera today for the simple reason he's a little bit shy. Aren't you, buddy? Not too shy to talk either though, are you? Come on!
No,
Yay!
no,
Right, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be introducing his business as part of our channel. It's called
Wizzy Aquatic Solutions.
Wizzy Aquatic Solutions. For your chance to get £5 discount as well on a consultation, all you've got to do is click the link below. You will get £5 additional discount off your consultation, which usually costs
£50.
50 quid. Fantastic price, and I personally think it's an absolute bargain. 50 quid for a fish consultation. It's one of the best things that you can do, specifically at certain times of the year.
Definitely.
The reason why I say particular times of year is because we've got weather changes. At the beginning of winter, you can get your fish, or at least check the health of your fish, ready for winter for up and coming problems that you might come across. Again, would you say about the springtime?
Springtime, it's mainly before you go into winter, you want to make sure you've got no parasites or any issues before you go into winter, because water temperature, unless you're heated, affects the medication.
Right,
of the
okay.
fish. So.
Okay, yeah. As you've just heard then, so my pond currently, as we all know so far, it's not heated. It's an open pond. And we're at the top of the hill. We get a lot of snow up here as well in the winter, so it's quite important to get these checks done. Would you say it's fair to say this time of the year is about right? Currently halfway through the December period, so hopefully we don't find anything today, but we have got a sick fish. If you haven't already, go and check that other video down through the videos already, and you can see there that we're currently treating the fish. I wouldn't say treating the fish, but we are using PDV salt that has been recommended by the top man himself, Aaron Colclough. So at the moment we are around about 0.07%, but because our kit is very basic, we are going to get a Brucey bonus today because Aaron's going to check it for us. Isn't you?
You hope.
we hope. Don't forget, guys. There's certain levels of where you can and can't take your water from. Most of all, you don't want to be taking the water from a trickle-in system. If you've still got that going at this time of the year and you've got pure water going into your pond, you don't want to be putting the jug on your trickle-in system and catching that water. You're going to be wanting to take this from the main pond. Water sample. How we usually take the test is by using the jug and literally just take a big sample. Fair to say? Is that more than enough water that we're going to need? What's the device that you've got there at the moment then, buddy?
It's just a salt pen.
So it's just a salt pen, and what's that going to be testing?
It just tests the percentage of the water in salt, so you can either have it in percentage or 0.0 parts per million or vice versa. There's a variety of things.
Right, wicked. Okay, so what
generally there's you can get these on Amazon at various prices, or you can get a dedicated koi one. They're about £80 or £90.
Right, okay.
Depends on your thing.
Is it worth getting a designated koi one then, is it?
Personal preference, really.
Personal preference?
Personal preference, they all do the same.
Right, okay. So it's nothing in particular that you're going to be, you know, specifically buying from a certain place and paying over the odds for.
No.
You can just do a little bit of research online,
yep.
And find something that's relatively, something that fits your budget, would you say?
Yeah.
Right, okay, wicked. So currently we're sitting at, what's that saying there then?
0.3.
0.3%, and we are at 6.7 degrees Celsius. So at 6.7 degrees Celsius, first of all, we do know if we have got an issue today at that temperature, we can't treat that with a lot of solutions, can we?
No.
At that temperature, which is the reason why we've been adding the salt. But lucky for me, he's here today, and we're going to go back inside now with the salt. We're going to go back inside now with the water sample, and hopefully we've got some nice crystal clear water. not necessarily crystal clear, but we've got some nice healthy water. So first of all, we are going to be using, he's going to be using, because I'm inexperienced on this, as I say, Aaron Coldclough, this is what's going to happen on a fish consultant. We're going to be using the exact iDip from sensafe.com, which is that gizmo there. And first of all, what can we test with this today? So we can test ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, phosphates, pH, alkalinity, chlorine, total hardness low range, total hardness high range, copper, and metals. So there is additional things that you can add to that, but most of all, in particular today, which of the products that we've just mentioned and shown you around on the screen is some of the things that we're going to be testing my pond for today. Right, so the first thing that we're going to be testing for now being the ammonia. So talk me through it stage by stage, what we're going to do.
So basically, the great thing with this device is it can connect up to a tablet, mobile phone, or anything electronically, and it can give you your results digitally. You can store them digitally, and the likes of us, we can send them to you via email.
Now that is impressive so far.
Okay, so we select test on what we want to do. So it's going to be ammonia. So we pick out of our list what it's going to be. You have different ones, but we're going to have ammonia. So we just go down the list, NH3. So now that sends communication to the iDip to tell the iDip to get ready for the test. So we're good to begin test. So with your water sample, we just basically dip the device in the water a few times just to
So we're just cleaning the device out.
Cleaning the device out with the water that you're using in the pond.
Right.
So then
only use the pond water, never use tap water, or
use tap water after the test is finished.
Right, okay.
So rinse it out, and then but to begin again, you start it again.
Right, okay.
Okay, so we fill it up to the rim there, so as you can see.
Yep.
And then set that there. Different strips require different instructions. Each one is individual, which you, with the owner's manual, they'll tell you all about it.
Can that be laid down, can it? I just wanted to have a look. So this strip in particular then, what's the strip doing? Or
at the moment we're just going to move it around.
Right, okay.
Just back and two, up and down, back and two.
Right.
And it's just getting the chemical into the water.
Oh right, so that strip has got a chemical on it then, has it?
Yes.
Right, so the strip's got the chemical on it. That's putting the chemical into the pond water that we've just put into the end of that device, and then that is going to Bluetooth the information across to your phone and give us a precise reading on the particular.
Even if you don't have a Bluetooth device,
right,
the reading will still give you the result. So we take it out, we leave it at the side so we know what we've done.
Yeah.
And then with the other part of the ammonia test, what we do now is we press read, and it begins a 20-second cycle, and we have to drop at a slow rate until it reaches 0.
Right, okay, so when that reaches 0, what's that doing?
When that reaches 0 now, it'll begin a countdown.
Right.
Well, sorry, count up, should I say.
Okay.
And it will take 5 minutes for the test to do. So when this gets to 600 seconds, and the great thing with digital age, you can fast forward.
I was just about to say, I'm not going to run this for 5 minutes. We're gonna.
So we're going to have a brew now. Bye bye.
Yeah, we're going to have a brew now. See you in a bit. So, as we're sitting there, we're not going to record that for the next 5 minutes. So instead, Charles!
What?
Brew, please. So far the ammonia levels is at 0, which is what we were hoping for and what we've been getting on our test results. So next up we're going to test for the nitrite, which is the second part of the nitrogen cycle. Right, so far we've done the ammonia and now we're doing the nitrite.
Yep.
Nitrite again has to be at 0 parts per million, and as well as we've just got the results for the ammonia, which is also 0 parts per million. So far it's looking good. So the nitrite again is 0 parts per million, another result that we've been looking for. We're just about to do the nitrates now, and hopefully it's relatively low, otherwise it might be a possibility of a water change. Yeah, so freezing cold weather.
Yeah, cold, bloody cold.
So what I'm doing as a part of this consultation, as you've seen before, we have done a couple of scrape tests in the past, but most importantly now we're going to get a second opinion from somebody who's got a better scope than me. So as you can see, the fish, much improvements, isn't it, that from last time?
Yep.
And that's just by using salt ladders, isn't it?
Yeah. Still a bit red.
It's still a bit red, but it was red all the way up the body before, wasn't it? Or from the... So from that previous picture, from the previous videos, if you go and check them out, you will see that it was really, really red, and now the redness is mainly gone. He's always that boisterous as well, so he's not going to calm down.
How fucking cold's this water? Fuck. I feel like my balls have disappeared.
The water's a bit cold.
Just a fucking bit.
Can you manage?
That's it. Let it go.
Release. Get out of the house for warm. Come on, get out the net, you silly sausage. So we've got 2 pieces of glass, clamping them together.
You got tissue.
So we put the clip straight into the microscope, and the bonus about this one in particularly, we haven't got to mess around with moving the glass and scratching it all. And the other thing we've got a bonus of is we've got a monitor. Let me just how smooth is that? So for those of you that are unsure what we're actually checking for at the moment, is anything realistically that's got to be moving into it, really. Anything that's got a little bit of a movement to there, and then we can stop and focus on that particular part itself. What lens have we got on at the moment? Is it just 10 times, is it?
Yeah.
Just 10 times.
You should be able to pick everything up at 10 times, so even caustic can be picked up at that range.
Right, okay.
You know.
So when we're going at 10 times, we're going to be able to pick it up, and then if we want to zoom in to see, for example, fluke, there's gill flukes and skin flukes, isn't there? So you can zoom in and actually see the spikes on the tip to see whether the skin or gill flukes or skin flukes, is that right? So one thing you don't want to be getting confused with is that it's not trick or trichadini for the longer version. It's just an oxygen bottle. Oxygen bottle?
Bubble.
Oxygen bubble even. What's that?
No, don't panic. Don't panic. It's the flow of the water. This is where
everyone gets confused
thinking caustic.
Right.
So what you can see is what you have to do is leave the microscope to move, and as you can see, it's all generally flowing in one direction.
Yeah, so it's just water.
It's just the flow of the water.
Right.
Everyone automatically, oh, it's costlier. It's not.
Yeah.
You need to just stop the microscope. If it's costlier, it'd start darting about individually.
Right, okay. So as you can see, particularly importantly, when you're doing these tests, as Aaron's just pointed out, I quickly went, ooh, what was that? Because I saw a bit of emotion. Now, I'm inexperienced with tests. I probably would have, if I was doing this myself, probably would have sent him an inbox and just asked him about that, or sent a clip to him. But luckily he's here today with me, so he's just quite rightly pointed out that that was the flow of water rather than what a lot of people might call costlier. See,
That's what you should always do. If you always suspect costlier, always that costlier, just stop it and just see, is it moving? Because you might not be able to see it because you're on video, but we can see this physically here. We can see the flow of the water going that way.
Right, okay. Right, okay, so this is another good thing. We can't pick this up on our microscope, but I have noticed, as I was going to say there, is you've got the ability to manoeuvre that without touching the glass, so you can be very precise with the motion on there, the movements and everything. However, with ours, we've got to move the glass by hand, so we might not be able to pick up certain smaller things like this. So like, I'm not sure if you can see that on the screen there. So these little things moving around there. Let me just get that screen. Okay, so what we have got is a case of costlier. The water temperature is really low, so we can't use a particular, what's the word I'm looking for? We can't use certain treatments. They don't work when it's cold. However, what we can do is we're currently at 0.03.
No, 0.3 you are.
0.3 we are at the moment. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to up that to 0.7, did we say? Okay, so we're going to up that to 0.7% salt over the course of the next day or two. Gradually bringing that in. And how long should we leave that in there for?
Week to 2 weeks.
A week to 2 weeks.
We'll come back next week, we'll scrape again, make sure that we've got no signs of cost here.
Right.
But you don't want to leave it in too long because obviously it's salt.
Right, okay, so there you go, you've just heard the man himself. So what we'll do is we'll do an extra part of this video. We're probably just going to end it there right now because one, he needs to go back home and get fed up, and two, we need to get the dinner on the go. So I'm a little bit disappointed with that really. Good water results, but it goes to show it's always best to get a fish consultant to get a second opinion, and for the sake of 50 quid it isn't bad to go, is it? And as I said before, click the link below and you will get £5 off. All you've got to do is make sure you treat him nice and he'll give you some nice advice. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe to the channel, comment below if you've got any improvements or what you think we should do differently, and hopefully we can get a little bit of a new consultation in the near future. Next week, are we? Next week we're going to do an upgrade next week, new video on how that went. So press the bell icon and you're going to get a notification when we do that. Until next time, thanks for watching. Unfortunately it's not Happy Koi, but I'm going to say it anyway. Happy Koi! Right, well thanks very much for that, Aaron. I do appreciate that. Say again, pal? It's always in the bill. Anyway, so yeah, we really appreciate that, and if you haven't already, go and check out Aaron's website. It is, do you want to shout it out?
www.wizzycoy.com.
www.wizzycurry.com. You will find it in the link below, and click on the link. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave us a comment. Until next time, happy curry.
We can test pH levels, ammonia, nitrite, nitrite.
That was so close. Right. Oh, it's still recording.
He's always that boisterous as well, so he's nothing to calm down.
Oh, of course this one! I feel like my balls have disappeared.
The water's a bit cold.
Freaking mad.
So while that's just waiting, I'll take a cup of brew. A cup of brew? I mean a cup of tea. I'm that excited to get a cuppa.